are all obedient. So you all know my candidate, Mr. Peter Obi.
Sorry. Welcome, Mr. Fayoye. Welcome, Fayoye Ayodeji.
Yeah, good
So,
evening.
sorry, Mr. Chimere. Is it okay I call you Mr. Ayodeji? Is that okay?
Anyone? I prefer you call me comrade anyway.
Okay, Mr. Comrade. Okay. Okay, thank you, everybody. Welcome once again. So, Mr. Chimere, should I repeat the question because he just joined? Then Mr. Chimere, you can continue. My first question is, who are you supporting? And can you tell us in summary about your candidate's manifesto and how smart or rather achievable these promises are within the time frame of 4 years of one term or tenure? So, Mr. Chimere, do you want to continue for us, please?
Okay. As I said earlier on, my name is Chemere Chemdia. I'm a co-obedient, and I support the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. As you all know,
Okay.
my candidate is an agile man, active man, and is a pile of humility, a humble man. His manifesto is there for everyone to see. He's well schooled, both in Nigeria and outside the country. He has been a businessman to the core. He has sat on the board of directors of several companies, and he's a successful businessman, has chains of businesses spanning across the country. So most people ask me, why do I support this man in question? There are so many advantages that I saw in him, and I felt like, oh, he is the right candidate for this job. He is young and energetic. He has been a governor for 8 terms, and then when he was a governor, we saw what he did in Anambra. Anambra State was ranking 25th in education in Nigeria, and when he came in as a governor, he took Anambra State from 25th to the first position. He also took Anambra State in terms of security. We all knew how kidnapping was the deal of the day before he became governor in Anambra State. And then when he came, he brought in a security apparatus that was able to bring down this curb this insecurity that has placed Anambra State for quite some time. Let me go over to his manifesto in order to shorten the time. If you read the manifesto he released last week, you will see where he made mention of several things, ranging from insecurity, security to education to power to several other things. When you want to elect someone and then you want to correct in quotes, an anomaly in the system, you do not elect someone who plies the same trade, the same routes that others have been plying, in the sense that this man, Mr. Peter Obi, he has no godfatherism. He has no one he looks up to and say, this is a godfather that, okay, when I get in there, I'm going to pay homage to this guy. I'm going to, okay, there's an agreement somewhere where monthly, so billions, so amount of money will be going into. No, the citizens, the citizens at the grassroots level, we are the ones electing him. We are the ones putting in our time, our effort, our money to elect this man. So when he gets in there, he has nobody in quotes that he's answerable to aside us, the citizens who put him there. So we should be rest assured, unlike what we see in our politics today, that when a governor comes in, for instance, there's someone, the past governor, who puts him there, and then there's an arrangement per se that every month so amount of money goes to the godfather. No, there will be nothing like such. If you check other presidential candidates, you see there's someone actually backing them up. But no, there's no one backing, nobody in quotes as a godfather backing my presidential candidate up. No. We, the grassroots, we are the ones, the citizens are the ones backing him up. And then he will certainly be answerable to us. He's going to kickstart whenever he gets there. He has said it times without number that even the list of his ministerial lists are already available. So it's not like what we saw in this present administration that when they were sworn in, it took over 6 months before the list of ministers came out, and then they were sent to the National Assembly to be vetoed. So it's no, this will not be the same case with my presidential candidate. His working lists are already out, so he's ready to start from the first day he's sworn into office. And I'm so sure that we are going to get this country running from day one That is from day one when he's sworn in. Let's go over to the his power deal that he wrote in his manifesto. Currently, there is a deal Nigeria, the federal government is running with Siemens company from Germany. Unlike other governors, per se, let me use governorship now, that when they come, whatever project their successor was doing before, they tend to abandon it and then start fresh projects. No, he has already said it that this particular Siemens deal that is worth a huge amount of money is going to be completed, because once completed, it has the ability to lift over 50% of Nigerians out of darkness. So he's going to complete the Siemens deal, and then he has already mapped out. Remember, sometimes in April, May, there was a time he went to Egypt to go and study their power system to see how Egypt, as a country that almost have the similar GDP with us.
Okay. Mr. Comrade. Mr. Comrade. Mr. Comrade, can you hear me? I have to participate. Can you hear me?
I said you're putting Mr. I mean you should call me Comrade Ayodeji instead of Comrade. Mr.
Oh, okay. Comrade. Oh, sorry. Comrade Ayodeji. I'm so sorry. I thought you said I should be calling you Comrade, so I had to sanitize for you.
Sorry, no, there's only for the Mr.
Okay. Comrade Ayodeji, do you want to say something about the question? We've lost our Mr. Chimere. So do you want to say something, please?
Once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Ayodeji Fajoye, and then I'm a member of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and my candidate is the incoming president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which we all know, and which, if we are all being sincere, that is the man to beat as far as this presidential candidate is concerned. And then when we are talking about, thank God, I wish the core obedient person is still online. I will have, I was having time today just to make sure that I'm at home so that I can have the pen on paper, something like that. So while he was talking, I'm surprised that they have results into now agreeing to the fact that. Okay, thank God you are back, obedient. Yeah. I said I was just talking. I wish you are here already. So thank God you are here. So what I'm just trying to say is that I'm happy for the fact that it could refer to the antecedent of Governor Peter Obi while he was the governor of Anambra State. And then because one of the problems we used to have with the obedience is for the fact that we always tell people Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is having this track record that nobody has been able to beat as far as governor is concerned. Being a governor of a state is concerned. And I'm very sure if you want to tow the path of sincerity, my obedient friend here will agree with me that even as you are saying Governor Peter Obi did well as a governor of Anambra State, because I thought that was where we have issue, that we should stop saying he was a governor of Lagos State. We should reel out the manifesto that he's having for Nigerians. But thank God that's where you started from. So immediately I have to jot it down so that I can tell you that as far as Nigeria of this fourth democratic republic is concerned, there has never been any governor from then till now that has been able to beat the record of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a two-time governor of Lagos State. While he was a governor of Lagos State, we knew how he was able to brought up a blueprint of making Lagos State the most successful state economically, and making Lagos the third largest economic hub in Africa, and making Lagos so robust and welcoming for everyone, for every Nigerian, irrespective of your tribe, and also as well making Lagos health system develop more. And if we are going to talk about the educational aspect, so we knew what he did. Now, the most important thing as far as the government is concerned is to make sure it's providing security and welfareism for his citizens. And you can all bear me witness that during the time of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the governor of Lagos State, he did not leave any stone unturned. He started to turn internal generated revenue of Lagos State from 6 million monthly to 50 billion monthly. Nobody has ever been able to beat that record to today. Just recently, during his BBC interview, we could see how articulated this man was to even say that even the sea that's supposed to have perished the whole of Lagos, he was able to tame it and at the same time turn it into resources, into internal generated revenues resources for the state, which we can all bear me witness that it is a fact that we can fact check, that we can go and verify. However, also I talked about godfatherism, which I want to say again that as far as I'm concerned, I am being involved in societal politics already, and I want to tell you, if it is about politics, including the Saint Peter Obi, the saint, you know, I intentionally use the word Saint Peter Obi that we are all taking him to be. I can tell you for a fact that beneath his struggle as a politician, he is having his godfatherism. For the fact that he has been a member of APGA before joining PDP. In fact, during the last town hall meeting they held with I think, is it Arise TV or what? You could see how he addressed Atiku Abubakar. He addressed Atiku Abubakar as my leader. So in politics, godfatherism is something you cannot take away from it. And then, if you're not saying Peter Obi doesn't have godfatherism, I can boldly tell you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not even having any godfatherism. He's the godfather himself. So he's not going to be controlled about anybody. This is someone that if he is having a godfather, he should not even work rigorously the way he worked before he could get the APC presidential ticket. We know how much he worked rigorously, going from one state to another to campaign for delegates. So if he's having a godfatherism, then he should have sat down where he's sitting, and then they should come and hand over the ticket to him. But it worked. He did all the critics and all the rhetorics of what politics should be all about as far as the primary of APC presidential ticket is concerned before he could get it. So Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not also having any godfather. And the good one is when they asked him a question on BBC channel interview that he did last night. They said, okay, Buhari is the president of your party, and then with the way Buhari have been able to manage Nigeria, how will you be able to manage it if you come on board? And he told us point and clear. He said Buhari is different. This is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there is nobody that will come out and say, okay, I'm the godfather of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The godfather of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is looking up to, they are those people that came up together to create the Nigeria that we are having today. The likes of Baba Awolowo, the likes of Baba Bola Ige, the progressive politicians and they are no more alive till today. May God, may their soul continue to rest in peace. So if Peter Obi is not having godfatherism, I want us to verify that. And the way we can only verify that is him telling us himself that he doesn't have a godfatherism, which some of us will not even agree, because even while he was addressing Atiku, he still addressed Atiku as his leader, because we knew that he's his leader coming from the background of the PDP. So Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not having any godfather. He is the godfather himself, which we all know, which we all will agree with me. Then you also talked about power. I'm happy for the fact that you are giving me points to talk about, because as far as we are concerned, power, this cement project is a project that started under the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari through our former chief of staff to him. That's this man that died of COVID. So if you are saying through the manifesto of Peter Obi, in fact, I don't know, maybe we'll go to that one later. That is, he has promised to continue the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari, which is the cement power. Then that means if everybody now saying we should vote out APC, then we have to think again. Because if the APC as a party would have come up with the project.
Okay, we've lost him. Mr. Abdullahi, I know you are a core supporter.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening once again. I know you're a core supporter of Mr. Atiku. Do you want to
Yes.
your say now? Because we've lost Miss Comrade
Okay.
Fayode or Ayodeji.
Okay. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. Good evening.
Okay. I would like to begin by taking us back to history from the inception of this sustainable democracy from 1999 to date. We are Nigerians, we are always quick to forget history. We always quick to forget history. At the dawn of 1999, when this PDP government took over power from the military, there was no manifesto. There was no written document or policy guides that one we have down to say, okay, this is where they are going to start the government from. So
the network is really, really bad. The network is bad, and you know, we had this problem 2 weeks ago, you know, and even last week.
Meritoriously.